Anyway, first game of the season, done, dusted, and won. 3 points. 2-1 against Tottenham. Yan Yan, Yan 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 Yan, Yan 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 Vertonghen, and Dele Alli scoring the goals. My thoughts on the game, and I'm going to do a little preview of the season. I haven't really done that, like what my thoughts are, because there's been so much on social media about just not buying anyone, no transfers, no nothing, and my thoughts on that, and even my thoughts on the lovely green new third kit that we wore today, which ironically went on sale the exact same day we wore it, but hey, there we go. Today's game, I thought we were going to win. I thought, Newcastle was such shambles anyway. Just, Rafa Benitez does not look happy there. The fans don't look happy there. Mike Ashley is like one of the other go at Levy for how he deals with our club and our funds and stuff. And then there's people like Mike Ashley that can run a massive club like Newcastle and just completely screw it up and say he can't compete with Man City, he can't compete with any of the big boys. Why don't you just leave then? Newcastle deserve way better than that. Just leave. If you can't afford to run a football club, just leave. And that's enough about Newcastle. This is nothing about Newcastle. This is blue and white. This is navy blue and white with a cock on my chest. Come on, you Spurs. No, today's game, I just thought, it was really played at a good tempo. I thought we started off well. We had a strong lineup, which everybody said there wasn't going to be a strong lineup. I didn't really buy into this. I knew we weren't going to do that. I knew he was going to play. You can't. Every game in the Premier League, you can't rest players. You can't do that. Every game's tricky. Playing Huddersfield, tricky. Because you've got to get 3 points there because you don't know if you're going to get 3 points against the big boys. So every game. And, and we did play a very strong, field. Trippier was missing, and that's the only one. So it's obvious that Poch, he asked the players if they wanted to play. And if they said no, he said no. If they were fatigued, he said no. Just let it be. Which is fine. I think that's how it is. I think he's a very good coach and manager. As a team is. We're so lucky to have him. And I think it's done right. I don't think we needed to buy anybody. We panic buy season after season, right at the end. And none of them have played well. None of them. Any of our buys at the end of the season. God, I can't even list how many panic buys we've bought and they've been absolute garbage. And some are still on the books. Like, I don't know if he's garbage, but Janssen, he's never coming back. He's going to be playing in the Turkish league. He just was not good enough for Tottenham. Soldado, Roberto Soldado. He still loves the club and everything like that. He just wasn't good enough, and we bought him because we're panicked because everybody else buys these 25, 30, 40, 70 million pound players now. It's just like you can't buy him. Like, we did not panic, mate, because we just didn't think there was somebody that was right for those parts. I think it was well done. I'm not somebody to grumble about not buying transfers. Not at all. I'm all the way in Canada here. I got up at 4 in the morning, 3:45 in the morning to watch this game today. And I had no qualms that we were going to win. We did win ugly, and sometimes you have to do that, and it was ugly, and I'm not just talking about the third strip that we were wearing. That green, I kind of like it. I like that it's got a map of North London on there. Anything that kind of pisses Arsenal fans off is okay in my books. I bet it would. Like, what have you got North London signals? Yeah, and all that from Arsenal fans. No. I like that. It's different. That's what a third kit's meant to be. It's different. It's meant to be crazy and like, look at Arsenal's, look at everybody, look at Liverpool's their bright purple one they've got now, and Arsenal have got like some mint choc chip green horrible thing. So, well, and so do we. But ours is a little darker green. It's just different. I kind of like it. Enough said about that. It's there to fleece the fans out of money anyway. You know, it used to be that you used to buy your kids or you one jersey every 2 years when I was a kid, or 3 years. It used to last long. Now it's every year 3 strips, and a lot of people buy all 3, which I'm not. I've got a scarf. I've got previous kits. I may buy the green one because it's so unusual. Don't hold that against me in the comments, but you can if you want. I don't care. But onto the game more. As I keep saying, it was fast. The tempo was great. Both sides were attacking. I was surprised by Newcastle as well, but I think that's because I got Rafa Benitez, because he's a good manager. He can make crap players play well because he has a system in place that will, make it work. And they were attacking. They were good. But we had more possession and we are better. We have a better class. There's no doubt about it. Passing and stuff. Especially in the first half. So we were really good. Very fortunate for not fortunate for the first goal. It went in. And thank God for goal line technology. Because we know always in the past Tottenham have been done by goal line technology. I can name you 2. I even can go back to when Clive Allen against Crystal Palace scored one and it went into the top corner and bounced out again. And that wasn't given. And the famous one against Man United, which I still... that was one of the hardest games ever to watch as a Tottenham player, to know that you'd scored by at least 2 foot and it wasn't allowed. So today, it was good. It was 9 millimetres, like a centimetre over the line today. And his watch went off, and that was perfect. Loved it. Do it. Come on. 1-0. And then we stupidly, I think it's first game of the season. We haven't trained much altogether because some people have had extended holidays. We have had the most players in the World Cup playing. Most players in the semi-finals. Of course, it's tired and the defence, nobody's kind of gelled together. So we slipped. We were a bit lackadaisical. We just scored, and they always say it's the easiest time to let a goal in is just after you've scored, and that's what we did. And it was okay. Newcastle, there's no players that stand out in that team, not even Rondon. Like the cheer that Rondon got when he came on for Newcastle was just, that's your hero? This is a team that used to compete, had Shearer. Oh God, so many great players. And I'm like, okay, they had David Ginola before we did, but David Ginola prefers us. I think, anyway. But yeah, they had class players. They were competing. They were in the Champions League. They beat Barcelona 3-0. I remember that. And they nearly won the league. Oh. But now, what are they doing? They're just staying there. They're just staying there for the money to stay up in the Premier League. And they will. Because I think there's lesser teams that are going to go out. But it's just shit that this happens. It's just... it makes me unhappy that, teams like that don't. And our class shone through. Our passing, our possession. Both teams had 15 strikes on goal. They had 2. We had 5 on target. Ours went in, and we, they could have said they're unlucky, but the one-on-ones, they just don't have strikers that are good at one-on-ones. They panicked and they didn't score. That's the difference. They can say, we got away with it today. No, we didn't. Your team is not good enough to score one-on-ones. Rondon, the Tongan, who I think is probably man of the match, that little deflection he did. I know it went onto the bar and it went over Lloris, but it was just, that's what he does. He fights to the end. That's why he's the player of the season last year amongst the supporters groups. Absolutely brilliant. And we have tired legs out there. Dele Alli, yes, he scored and he was pretty good, but he's still tired by the looks of it. Kane, still tired, and there's a lot of pressure on him, and he knows that August pressure. But he's probably waiting for when we play Arsenal to break that hoodoo anyway. But he knows he'll be back. We'll have a stronger team. And he was resting certain players. He rested Son, and he put Lucas on because Lucas had such a great pre-season, and I think he's a great player. And we've got people like Lamella to come back. We've got players on it. Alderweireld didn't play. We have strength in depth. And Luke Amos came on. This is why I love Pochettino. This is why I love this club. We put the youth on. Man City, bollock. No youth players come on. Man United, he tried the youth team. We are putting 17-year-olds on. We have the next generation already in place. We don't need marquee signings. We build the superstars. We build them. We are. He came on, he was good. Lost the ball a couple of times, but he was good. He got the experience. This is what I love about this club. Poch gives them experience and trusts that they'll be okay. Because look at Carl Walker-Peters is amazing in pre-season. I watched all of the pre-season games because they're on good times in Canada, so I can watch it. I watch every game. But he was excellent, immense in those games. And his pace and it's just coming on because we're giving him chances. We're not loaning him out to some bollocks Leyton Orient or bollocks Bristol Rovers. We are giving them chances. Like Chelsea don't do that. And all this stuff, give them chances. Until they shine, they don't bring them back into the first team. We are not doing that. We're letting them build their confidence and shine. And we did. And that showed. And, they scored back on us. And then Dele Alli, great header, confidence, he knows where to be. What a cross by Serge Aurier. What a cross by him. I don't know if that was luck or anything we did. It was a nothing ball that was kind of deflecting off a few of the Newcastle defenders, and it came back to him. And he swung it in. It was like a birthday present for Dele Alli to head that in. It was just superb. And players like him are coming back and really good. And Sanchez, okay, there's still a few people out there that aren't liking him. But I thought he played well. For what he did, let him off. He's not the greatest player that we've ever had, and he's not going to be there for the future, but he does a job. And he is learning. And if he learns more about the Premier League and doesn't go in for those fouls and doesn't do stupid mistakes as he's doing, because even Lloris does stupid mistakes, but he's still one of the best stop shotters in the world. Not the league, the world. He's always left out of that poll. He's a World Cup captain winner, and he did one shot stop when he couldn't have seen that ball, when it deflected back to Perez and it's got just left hand, great reaction saves. That's what goalkeepers are about nowadays, really. That shot stopping. Look at Pickford. He's small and everything like that for England, but his shot stopping was great, and that's how he saved that penalty against Colombia. But on the whole, it wasn't a great performance by us. We flagged in the second half. We weren't as lucky as a lot of Newcastle and pundits are saying. We did the job. Sometimes you have to win this. We've got the 3 points. This is what happens to good teams. They get 3 points because they have class and it shines through. And now we move on to Fulham, which is not going to be at the new stadium, unfortunately, because they got still things to finish. It's going to be at Wembley, and Fulham are going to be back at Wembley and all that. That'll be tricky. We don't know. I don't know enough about Fulham, and they've gone completely ridiculous in the transfer market and bought staff, and they have people that can do one-on-ones, can strike. They have more proven strikers than Newcastle. So that'd be more of a test. But I think we'd have more players back and better strikers back. And not better strikers. We've got the best. Harry Kane. The best. But I think we will proceed and we will have a stronger team. Dyer, great player. If if you play him in the right places. Where he was in midfield today, he does too many mistakes. You know, Lucas Moura, I think he's more of a substitute that comes on and does stuff. He will work and build his way into the team somewhere. Son, unfortunately, we're losing him because he's going to play the Oceanic Games and all that. So Lucas Moura will get more time. There will be places that people can go in there. Toby will be back. You know, Trippier will be back. And Trippier now, from people laughing at him last year, to be now toted to be bought by Real Madrid, he must be laughing at all that. Everybody is like trying to say we couldn't replace Kyle Walker. The guy can cross a ball. Listen to that, Kyle Walker. He just can't run fast like you. But he's immense. And he can do a free kick, because we know it now. So that takes the pressure off Eriksen, because Eriksen hasn't, his free kicks. And some of his corners, they're not good. Didn't we learn anything, those England guys, about corners? About saying, hey, Poch, this is what I learned at the World Cup. And we were the best corner kick takers in the world at the World Cup. Let's do it. And I've waffled on a lot, but on to Fulham. I'm very pleased. I don't think we needed no transfers. I don't think we really needed that third kit. But it's there. But who cares? Let's on with the moments. I'm positive. And that's one of the things I haven't been for years. I've always had an element of fear. Even when we've played well, even when we finished second, even when, all these years that we've done the Champions, I feel there's something about this season. And that's what I said about the preview I was going to give about this season for Tottenham. I have a weird feeling, and I don't like people that do this normally, but I do. I have a feeling something's going to happen. It may be for Spurs, but I think there is something weird going to happen in this season. I think all the statistics can go out of the book. I may be wrong with this, but it's just a feeling that everyone's like, oh, Man City's going to win, Liverpool second, Tottenham, Chelsea and all that playing out for all the other places. No. Something weird's going to happen. And I'm hoping it's for Spurs. I'm hoping we win a trophy. Preferably, I don't want to win the League Cup. Not that I devalue the League Cup. I've seen us in the League Cup final so many times now. In my lifetime. I've seen one FA Cup win. I'd love another. Because I still think the FA Cup is magic. Because I remember as a child, that preview and the build-up for the FA Cup final, which people don't get anymore. It's felt like 7 hours of previewing before the kickoff. And it used to be at 3 o'clock. Of just build-up with interviewing the players on the coach. So I hope we win the FA Cup and go further in the Champions League. Just build stuff. It would be immense. It would be amazing. This is what I want from my Tottenham team today. If we could finish in the top 4, good. But I would like to win a cup. No, I think we will finish in the top 4, no doubt, and win a trophy. Because it's our time. Really, our time. To stop people saying we're bottling it, we're not good enough, we need to strengthen, we need to pay more. No, this is Tottenham, and this is what we love. Alright, speak to you next time. Come on, you Spurs.